4.
This is from last meeting too.
Yes, I didn't realize that needed a signature either.
All right, it is 9 o'clock. We will move on to the citizens' comments portion of the meeting. Anybody want to make any comments?
I got nothing to say.
Nothing on Board of Equalization either.
No.
Well, we might as well just roll through, because the next person is the Janelle Anderson.
Turkey?
Is that how you think? Yeah,
I don't know.
Murky, something like that, for legislature at 9:30. So we've got a lot of time. Would you guys want to move through the consent agenda?
Yep.
All right, we'll go through the consent agenda. Item number 1 is approved minutes from the previous Board of Commissioners and Board of Equalization meetings. Item number 2 is approved counts payable in the amount of $220,728.44. Item number 3 is approved special designated liquor license for the Roundup Indianola for Ducks Unlimited banquet. Item number 4 is approved fair surplus of the Methodist food booth building.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll need a motion in a
I'll make
second.
a motion to approve items 1 through 4 on the consent agenda items.
We got a motion from Fritsche and a second from Dean to approve the consent agenda items 1, 2, 3, and 4. If there's no further discussion, we'll go ahead and vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say nay. Motion carries. correspondence. Item number 1 is a notice of special exemption hearing, City of McCook, March 9th and 16th for a bed and breakfast at 207 West 7th Street. And then item number 2 is Red Willow County Treasurer update on public tax sales, 65 parcels sold, a total of $119,611.53 collected on unpaid taxes.
What was that,
207 West 7th. Yeah, the owner's there.
I think it used to be a business. Used to be a business.
Yeah, that's that one right north of Joel and Joe's. Remember that? Environmental consulting? Yeah.
What happened to them?
I don't know. Did Jackie retire? Reiners? Did she retire from her environmental business? Janelle, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good, good.
Amy must be hers off.
And the correspondence for the city.
Yeah. And then we can go through reports from the clerk of the district court, monthly revenue report. The district court clerk brought in $1,527.53. Yep, it is. It's kind of the trend in this town. Yeah. Initially, I think Vital Electric was looking to go in there, but then kind of a change of plans, but,
Was that roll-off trailer part of that?
yeah.
I don't think that, I think that's her own deal.
That's Stoney's, that's Myra, or Daniel Stoney's business, that roll-off. Mm-hmm.
They buy it from Jackie,
No, I think he's always been doing that.
Jackie's the one that promoted it for last year.
Well, she might have promoted it, they were kind of, they were in the same building, but,
Okay.
I need a signature on, from both of you on that. And while you're signing, I'll have you sign this as well, that's for the gift from the Kiplinger Foundation for the tractor lease that we approved last meeting.
I hope they're doing the roof next door, cause there's a guy up there.
Probably Sarah. No.
He's got a full head of hair.
Okay, good. No, that's what made it identify. What's that? Yeah, there's a back page to that.
What's that one?
Alright, this is the accounts payable. What did we,
This and this need to go with the bills and that's the.
okay. What did we buy out of inheritance? We bought 2 cars, right? Hmm?
You got this deal there.
Yeah.
Where,
And then wherever it was. I was just looking at our year-to-date expenditures out of there.
We budgeted 1,349, 1,349,000 what we budgeted. I'd say we got enough.
Janelle, do you have places to be today? I assume you do. You're probably gonna hang around and cook.
Yes.
Okay. We have you scheduled for 9:30 on the agenda, but if you're good, we'll just move you up and we can visit and you can introduce yourself and that works for you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I know your time's valuable, so.
No, you're fine, you're fine. I just didn't
It works
wanna
great
have
with
you
you
sit here
guys.
any longer than you have to
Yeah,
be, so.
no, thank you. Well, I am Janelle Anderson-Urke, originally from Arapahoe. I actually live in Orleans, and in Holbrook, some of you might remember the old Holbrook School, I started the program for Nebraska. Yeah,
Was he not down in that building?
yes, yes.
He lived down. No, sorry, his name was the state. No, I can't remember his name. The guy that was on that project too.
Don Mackey, I'm trying to
Well,
think.
Mackey was one, but they had a local guy there
Oh, Craig Schroeder,
that,
right? Is that who you're thinking of?
Chris who?
Craig Schroeder?
That's it, Craig
Yep.
Schroeder, yeah,
Yep.
that's what I'm thinking of.
Yep, I took over his job. So, the reason I'm running is because I really feel strongly about we need to create some growth initiatives and ag. Small business is what I know. I think we need to stop the lip service and actually get some action. I think it's really important that we create a more fair playing field. Working on redistricting. I don't know how you all feel about that, but I feel like when I met with your community hospital, you have some wonderful things going on here in Red Willow County. But your service area is more Hitchcock, Chase, and it makes no sense, right? To me, it doesn't make a lot of sense that the 38th district goes from Red Willow to Sutton to Clay County, and we only have the town of Holdridge, not all of Phelps County in the district. And they're trying, as a county, trying to work together like you all are. I mean, so it's extremely important that, we'll have another census and we'll be able to redistrict. But I think if we continue to try to get some growth initiatives, keep our population, I think we can do some great things. I'm really interested in, it's absolutely wonderful that Dundee County has that big feed yard coming in. It's a great source for us to sell our inputs to, but what disappoints me is all their employees are living in Colorado. Now, how did we miss that boat? I mean, that should have been part of our initiative to create housing. And I know property tax, I'm gonna just bring it out before you ask me, because I'm gonna let you be able to ask me any questions, but I really feel strongly we need to broaden our tax base. Probably start charging some tax on services. I've been going around the 38th district and asking people, how do you, what do you feel is important? Obviously, property tax is extremely important. I feel like if I get my hair done, I should maybe pay tax on it instead of just the shampoo at this point. I also think we may need to consider maybe raising sales tax. I don't know, that's good. I'm just throwing some things out there and asking people's opinions, because I do think we need to figure out some solution, because I'm tired of hearing people leaving our fine state because of property tax. Now, when I met with Phelps County commissioners, they were really stressing how important the inheritance tax is to them to keep their county going, and how they have to continue to fight for it. So I'd be really interested, if it's okay, asking you all some questions.
Sure.
What do you feel your representative in Lincoln should do for you to help things keep going good for Red Willow County?
We have the very same vision on inheritance tax.
Okay,
Without going a whole lot of detail, you've heard it before.
okay.
We don't have that, we have to raise property taxes, we don't wanna do that.
No, we don't want to do that. Okay,
That is our reserve fund
okay,
that we fall back on in emergencies. I would say too, your thought about changing the districts,
mhm,
that would be great.
okay,
We've had Senator Merman, we've had from Grant, we've had him from Cambridge, or Trenton before. And actually, West Central Nebraska Development District takes up this part of the state,
yes, it does.
and also the, Region 2 that we're part of is 17 counties,
Mm-hmm,
that's that same group,
mm-hmm,
and we've got disenfranchised from all the people that we know and work with.
I know.
And I just think, I agree with you 100% on that issue. I don't know why they did that.
I don't either. And if I'm elected, that'll be one of the things I'll be working on and meeting with you all, and how you feel like we truly need to redistrict. I think we need to be proactive. From what I've been told, there was some incumbents or whatever. I'm not a politician, so I'm going
you're
into a
good.
whole new, field. So I'm gonna be listening and learning a lot. But they didn't want to lose some of their existing constituents. Well, my stance on that is, we're supposed to be, first of all, thinking of the people, right? My son is a girls' college basketball coach. He actually got his start in McCook Community College, and I really wanna make some things happen with McCook Community College. I think we have a star situation there that could really be a growth opportunity for this area. And I think we really need to figure out how we can make that. There's some apprentice money, in the State Department of Labor. I think we can start some apprenticeship programs at McCook Community College to help us grow in our need for electricians, HVACs, welders. I know they're doing some things, they made some strides, but I think there's so much more we can do with that college, because we all know if we get them here, there's a chance they'll stay here. Now, my son's at Maryville, Missouri right now. Got his start here at McCook Community College, and he wants to come back to Nebraska, which is great. So we're looking at possibly an opportunity at Wesleyan. But my point is, we really need to look at our current existing assets and figure out how we grow those where it makes sense. And I think it's value-added things, we create incentives for smaller businesses, because that's our backbone. So, but then inheritance tax, when I was talking to the Phelps County Commissioners on it, well, maybe we rename that so it doesn't seem so scary for people. Maybe we call it the Good Life Fund or something, you know what I'm saying, just be creative, but it is an important reserve fund. I'm also concerned, I don't know if you're watching LB 1216, where I'm all about local control. I think nobody knows what's best for Red Willow than the people that live here.
We've had that fight. Do you know where 1216 sits right now? Is it still in committee?
It's still in committee as far as I know. I haven't done a lot with it. I just talked to a lot of people that were at the League of Municipalities conference and really concerned. I am meeting with Farm Bureau's people tomorrow, and they seem to be pro that, which is concerning to me, because, we can't stifle you guys anymore. I mean, and I don't see how they say we're gonna have local control, but I'm saying you can only do this or that. That's not local control, correct?
LB 16 is where if I got my numbers right, that's the bill that's in committee right now. That says they'll take all control over the expansion of solar fields and wind chargers. And, in other words, the counties would have nothing to say about it.
That, and they also are going to put a limit on how you can tax things and stuff like that too. I haven't read it a whole lot, but I know the municipalities are very concerned about it.
Is that the 2% bid on there?
Yes.
That's on there?
Yes.
They already cut us back tremendously, and then put unfunded mandate on us and tell us that you can't tax people the money for the mandates that you put on us.
Yeah, I mean, we need to protect our land and our water, our two greatest resources, besides our people, right? And I really think we need to get a corporate farming banned again. We lost Initiative 300 because of some issues, I'm not really sure, but we need to make sure that, Japan or China can't come in and buy our ground, right, and protect it. I'm real interested, I know that the other is NIFA has the housing trust, the rural, the housing trust. Well, I think it should be, they have more opportunities in urban areas than we do at rural areas. I think it needs to be the same, because we need rural housing as much as they need housing in urban areas, don't we?
Right.
So, and then I think we need to figure out, NIFA has the beginning farmer loan. Our average farmer right now is age of 60. We need to figure out ways we can get more people involved in farming, because that's our backbone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I got to think about that. That's LB 1204, the one that mandates that we have to let solar and wind in. That's 1204.
I believe so, but
Yeah,
so.
I think it is.
I've been meeting with Twin Valley Public Power, and I also
They're in
met with.
favor of it.
Pardon me?
They're in favor of it.
Really?
Well, they're in favor of those kind of things like data mining centers because they use a lot of electricity.
Oh, yeah. Well, and then South Central Public Power, when I met with them, they have wind turbines there, and they're owned by out-of-state adversaries, and that electricity creates a negative load when there's a lot of wind. And they're very concerned that you can't recycle those now, because Wyoming shut it off. I mean, I think if we're gonna do solar panels, we just need to make sure that we have local control and we have in the contract that if we tear those things down, they're responsible, so it's not a shell corporation, so they don't just leave us. You know, part of the problem is, you know, we have a lot of, it's tax incentives, and so a lot of people look like there was a big tax incentive, it was actually gonna happen in Harlan County, I don't know if you read about that. There was a big kind of uproar and it got stopped, because it wasn't a legitimate company that truly was doing it for the best of Nebraska, they were doing it for tax incentives.
You know, we have firsthand experience with that as well, so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to change all of our zoning ordinances to defeat 2,000 acres of it,
Wow.
and that's all farmland, that was all farmland, every bit of it. Some irrigated and dry land, all of it was for farmland. We changed our zoning laws to prevent it, because like you said, agriculture is what we're about.
Well,
You can't
yes.
take 2,000 acres of farm ground out of production in favor of a solar field, and how many jobs would we have lost if we wouldn't have stood up and fought that? And then 1204
Mhm.
is the one that says, you don't have a say-so next time. If they come again, we can't say no,
Well,
regardless of what our zoning ordinances say.
okay, well, we need to make sure that that doesn't
No, it's the
happen,
machines
you
out
know,
there on the
because we need to keep local control. And, you know, I'm not against solar panels, but I don't think 2,000 acres or a solar field is a way to go, you know?
well, and like you said before, it's when you start to ask the hard questions about, so tell us more about where this electricity is going to, tell us more about, you know, what benefit does this benefit our county?
Mhm.
And you start, you know, there's some real questions and hard questions that need asked, and when we started asking hard questions, there wasn't a lot of good answers, and there was a lot of spinning and twisting, but you know, we still have, for renewable energy, we still have zoning laws that I mean, allows you to still do renewable energy, you just have to play by those zoning laws, so.
Right.
But, yeah, Nebraska is unique, like, you know, you talked about, we don't have much for tourism, we don't have a lot of natural resources, and like Wyoming does in coal and that sort of thing, so agriculture is what we do, and yeah, there's a lot of these little communities out here that are struggling because, I mean, as far as the ag sector, I mean, you could go on the row crop versus cattle, and they kind of, you know, fluctuate between the two right now. Cattle's doing pretty well on pricing, but
Yeah.
the row crop not so much with the inputs, but you know, it's hard for us to stimulate these small towns because we you know, a lot of people move away to the big cities or other places, and you know, we see our populations dwindle and the populations get older, and yeah, so it's tough. There's no easy answers to all our problems, but
But I think we just need to work together. You know, one of the things you know, if I am elected, I'm gonna really always make sure that what I do is best for 38 and that's best for Nebraska. I am a conservative Republican, but I don't care whose I did. If it's good for the 38 and good for Nebraska, we need to work for Nebraska. We all need to be Nebraskans. And that's why we started the unicameral, right? So that we all would work together. So we need to go back to that. And we need to, the other thing, I really feel strongly, we need to do a better job telling our story. You know, when I've talked to the community hospital here in McCook that's doing some wonderful things, and obviously Tri-Valley and Cambridge, they can't find lab techs. So they're bringing them in from the Philippines. So both of those facilities have programs. It's a 2-year program, and it starts out at $30 an hour, more if you do the night shift. And they can't find people to do that job.
really,
And I'm like, have we talked to, you know, children that are, you know, have a science aptitude, or, you know, I just think we need to do a little bit better job telling our story and getting that out. Because to me, can you imagine being 20 years old and you're making over $50-some thousand a year?
just to start. I
Just
guess,
to start?
Right.
And,
Right.
and you know,
And it's a how long course?
2 year.
Okay.
And you get benefits and retirement, right? And so I'm really, The other thing, I'm really pro, rural healthcare is critical. Those are great employers. I look at those as economic development drivers. Our co-ops are really important to us. I mean, our schools are critical because again, there are employers and those are great, great jobs. Grow Nebraska is currently housed in Kearney. And I've seen the change in Kearney. I'm at the Eunice campus with all the hotels,
Oh, yeah.
with Paul and Linda Eunice. And so I've seen what can happen if you get a college really rolling and you get your health care. We can do some great things here.
Yeah.
I mean, I strongly believe in that. The other thing I can tell you, if elected, you're gonna see me, because McCook's extremely important to me. I have relatives here, family connections. My brother Jason works closely with Jason Timberman.
Okay.
So my sister-in-law's brother is Jeff Stagemeyer. So we're
Yeah.
pretty connected here. So I'm just gonna say, you can all be able to always keep my feet to the fire if I'm elected, I'm not doing what you think I need to do, so.
Okay.
Any other questions or concerns?
This is a terrible, how do you pronounce your last name again?
Erky.
Erky.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Okay, okay. And are you connected to the is that your family feedlot there in Arapahoe?
Mhm.
Okay, northwest of town there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
And then my late brother Jamie has Powerline Genetics, so we raise bulls. So,
Yeah, yep, I've heard of that.
yeah, so the cattle industry is
Big.
big. It's important. Well, ag,
Yeah, we're livestock friendly here.
Yeah, you
That's-
are.
We're a livestock friendly county.
Which, thank you. My beloved Harlan County is not, so I'm working on that.
Really?
That is amazing to me. The other thing I wanna say is, the brand thing's been a big thing, taking a lot of time in unicameral, and again, if I'm over to my time.
No,
just-
no,
just
you're
praise me.
good.
Tell me
You're good.
I'm done. So, Furnace County's not brand, and so 2 of our feed yards are in Phelps County, and they are brand. So, my point is, I think we need to be all or one. Either the whole state is brand, or we're not. And so when I was in Knuckles County, they were for brand, and Harlan County's for brand. Obviously, Furnace County is not for brand. I don't know, I apologize, I didn't look where, are you guys a brand?
Yes.
Okay, so are you
Yes.
for a brand? Okay, so that's important. I feel like some of these initiatives like that, we should put on the ballot. You know what I'm saying? So we actually vote and make sure that everybody gets a say. I'm for brand. My only problem is the feed yards. We need to make sure they're not being stuck paying the majority of the bill here with the brand.
And that's where the large populace or the people that are opposed to it are the large feeding operations typically. Where is that sitting?
I don't know. It's taken a lot of time in the unicameral.
Yes, it has.
It's all I know. The other thing is, I think if we're gonna do brand, it has to be sustainable. It has to pay for itself. You know what I'm saying? So if you own a brand, instead of paying, $50 every 3 years, maybe it's an annual fee of $100. I mean, I don't think it has to be a tremendous amount of money, but it should be able to create enough revenue so that it's generating. We need government to run like a business. I mean, all you guys are business people. We need to run like a business, right?
Right, well,
Very true.
yeah, well, and then that's just, that brand thing is, I don't know what's the good answer there. I mean, you go unbranded, then and you have no inspections coming in or out of the state and no veterinary paperwork and nobody to police it.
Absolutely.
And then when people call and like, hey, I'm missing this many head off my pasture, good luck, because
Right.
there's nothing, I read some of that back and forth with the unicameral, and of course it's all blamed on Big Ag, and Big Ag are motivating the senators, and there's always political interest parties that get their fingers involved, kind of like the Farm Bureau you talked about earlier, there's always stuff, but anyway, yeah,
I think more of that stuff needs to go to the vote of the people.
to know what.
And then we know, because if the majority votes for it, it's good. And I think it should be good. I mean, I'm all about brand, but let's just make sure it's self-sustainable, right?
Right.
One other thing on property taxes. Governor Pillen is, we can support him or not, he has been very influential in getting these school tax credits. And I think, other than people that have improved their property, I'd say the majority of our property owners in Willow County, their property taxes have actually gone down. because of that fact, where he's transferring some of those taxable for our school systems
Right.
from the property taxes to the state general. And I think that's a good thing.
Okay. No, that's good. I know he's very, very committed, and I know right now there's like 360,000 of uncollected Nebraska tax that we're gonna really aggressive try to get. And, you know, I just think that, well, I met with some individuals and she put up a building 2 years ago, and with her house mortgage, her property tax was paid. Well, when she put up a building, she didn't ever know, so her property was not, you know, was on not as paid tax. And so, I think we just need to make sure that we're working with our small business owners when they collect tax, that they pay it, and when people put up a new building, they understand, you know, that whole scenario, because she wasn't opposed to paying it, she just didn't know for some crazy reason, so, anyway.
No, but we appreciate you stopping in.
Absolutely,
You bet.
absolutely.
Nice meeting you too.
And if you want my cell phone number, if you have any questions, let me know. I certainly will give you my phone number, because I think that's, super important. So if you wanna reach out to me, or you have any questions, concerns, I mean, I think we all need to work together. So,
Yeah, sure. I just sent you a note. We'll catch up.
awesome, that'd be great. Well, thank you again for your time, and I
Yeah,
appreciate everything you guys are doing. This is not an easy job,
Yeah,
but it's an important one, so.
I appreciate you, thank you.
Yep, let's grow Red Willow, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
Take
you.
care, thank you.
Hello, ladies.
Hi there, how are you guys?
Hi.
Good, good.
Good, how are you?
What brings you?
Well, I knew you were gonna be here.
Time it right. They might call you next week about having the parents to Clerk. I see you was cool. They're not open call. So hopefully I'll get on, I'll keep track of that.
Thank you.
You're sending a lot of,
Have a good day.
use a lot of paper that you send us.
If you're ready to present,
Okay,
unless, no,
Ruby's just in the restroom.
that's fine, we're no hurry, you're fine.
Your head is good.
That's what, try to come a little early, just in case you are. Thanks for the last minute notice. I'm sorry, I was just sitting here and like, I didn't realize that, I didn't realize Haley wasn't here anymore. Oh, shoot. And then I hadn't heard from her. And I was like, okay, we'll get through it. That's right, that's right.
How we doing today?
Good, how are you guys?
Good, good.
That's private.
They don't always
You gentlemen ready? Okay, sounds great. How's this going?
Okay, well, thank you guys for, having us come. We usually every year try to do this, and it kind of ends up being in March. Oh, I try to go early and earlier, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it ever really happens, but, we try to give you a glimpse into kind of what our extension educators that are housed here looks like, and then we also include some of those that are maybe housed in a different county but serve this area as well.
Okay,
So.
excellent. Is Bailey Lashley, is she new?
She is fairly new. She was hired this year. I don't know if she's been about not, I think under 6 months or around 6 months.
I guess
Around 6 months,
Yeah.
she says her first day was March 3rd of 25,
Oh.
so she has been longer than you think.
Oh,
Time
yeah.
flies when you have fun, you know?
I'm terrible at trying to remember back like that. So yeah, she'll
No,
be making a
you're
year.
good.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and she is actually gonna be doing one of those connections with the Buffett Cancer. They're trying to use extension to kind of do some more outreach, just some more awareness, and like set up some booths and tables. Right now, I think at like fumigation and pesticide trainings, trying to just find out where are some others to kind of do some of that, just information, tell them about pre-screening, how to connect with their local doctors and hospitals.
Very good. Very good. Stopping the stress cycle. I might need to take this one. Maybe we could.
A countywide mental health day?
Yes, a countywide mental health day. Yes. Mike, you're invited if you'd like to come as well.
Margaritas provided
No,
by
no,
Ted.
no. Take the edge off, touch, you know?
And she previously worked at the hospital here, so she has some really great connections. Extension always wants to kind of use what's already out there. We don't try to duplicate, so she's been using some of those connections and just see where they need some help in other areas. So.
Okay.
If you like bugs, talk to Ruby.
Yes, if you like bugs and insects, Ruby is the gal. Usually the kids are fascinated when she brings them out, so.
I wonder what this dry climate is gonna do to the, I don't know, if we're gonna see an influx of something coming in, I don't know.
Well, I'm hoping actually with this much drought, it's gonna knock back some
Get
stuff
a
a
lot,
little
yeah.
bit. It's not gonna, prevent everything, but, cause especially also Texas is in drought, and so some of our southern insects and pests might have been affected too, and also Florida, so yeah, I think we're getting into some drought, heavy
Yeah.
drought here, so.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I think what is high to 80, high as 80 today?
Yeah. And I'm sorry, do you want us to introduce ourselves for the record, or do you know all of us pretty good? I should have asked that in the beginning.
Go ahead, if you'd like, for the record.
Okay, I just
Go ahead. I'm
Sorry
sorry.
about that. No. So I'm Tasha Wolf. I'm one of the leads. Ruby and I are now lead educators in the office. So we just kind of help make that connection with the university's expectations and getting that stuff kind of done. I'm actually an early childhood extension educator, which lots of people are still trying to get the word out that there are early childhood extension educators, and I think in our early childhood community it's very well known, but to get it out to everybody that is kind of the general public. So yeah, that's me.
I'm Donna Kiker, and I'm County 4-H assistant.
Okay.
And I brought you some more paper.
Okay, great, great.
What this is like 4-H at a glance,
Okay.
and it's the national numbers, as well as on the backside is Nebraska numbers. So we reach 1 in 3 youth that are eligible to be in 4-H through programs, and it kind of goes through how many volunteers and those type of things. County number wise, our reach is 51% of the youth of the county, and so for a total of 933 kids last year is what I reached through programming. And so when we count that, that's non-duplicated youth. So like, if you do something in first grade and you hit all those first graders, you don't count those again.
Okay.
I mean, we do in some ways, but for this report where these numbers come from, you don't count those again. And like the Bison After School Club, those 40-some youth that are in there, they get counted once and then you don't count them again.
Yeah.
So that's 933 unique individuals, that different kids that get reached. Everyone always asks if our enrollment's up or down, and at fair time they always want to know if you have more exhibits or less exhibits. I've always said you don't know till you count what's in that 4-H building. To fair, probably about 30, 40 kids don't exhibit at fair, but so
Yeah.
I just thought if you'd be interested in those numbers, they're kind of
Absolutely.
interesting.
Yeah, we're gonna try, I mean, there's talk, but I don't think anything's, but they're trying to do some upgrades to the 4-H as far as like the swine area for fans and stuff for showing, and there was some talk of panels and some extra electrical needs over there. Yeah. Do you have something right
I
now?
want to talk to the question. Do you guys offer training for daycare providers?
Yes, we do. Yep. And so some of those, we are actually kind of subcontracted out for the, like, Nebraska Department of Ed or, the early learn, like, the ESUs. We do those for those. So we do some that are like mandatory that anyone can kind of be trained for, and then we develop some of our own that they are looking for those, like, exact trainings, and then we provide those as well.
So you can, inside of your office, you can actually, actually train and license.
I can't get them licensed, we don't do licensing,
Well, you
and
don't do licensing, but you get prepared.
yes, yes, so like this last Saturday, I was, in North Platte and did a 6-hour training. That one was pretty small because it was connected to that Root in Relationships, and that's where they go through like a 3-year program of coaching and classes. And so it was just a few of those tier 3 that needed another training. But yeah, there's sometimes I can go do a training, there might be 20 or so people. I also do that poverty simulation, which is a nice training that just kind of helps people that are working in the field kind of get an idea of what it's like to try to go get resources. And so I just did a training here in January in McCook, and that was like over 150 people were there. Yeah, and so that was only a 2-hour training, but it kind of has them simulate a month in poverty where they have to try to go get all their benefits and meet their goals of, coming out ahead at the end. And so that's a nice eye-opening training.
Good.
I'm Ruby Collins, Water and Property Systems Extension Educator. I don't know if you guys have questions about.
Ruby is the chairman of our safety committee now. I don't know how you got drafted into it, but.
I think she volunteered.
It happens sometimes, it's fine.
Natasha likes bugs.
Do I like bugs?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Ruby
yeah.
likes bugs.
Ruby likes bugs.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Very good. And then you have a couple, David Lott.
So he's housed in North Platte,
Okay.
or that's where his office is. But he has us in one of his accountability areas. So like, for example, I'm housed here, but I have 9 other counties I'm responsible for, and I've been helping with 8 above me as well for the last like 7 years.
Okay.
So I'm kind of on demand, it's kind of what I say, call and I'll come, but to help kind of meet all those counties.
Yeah, very good. And then Erin Labori, is that right? Am I pronouncing her last name correctly?
Library.
Labrie.
Yeah. You never know, right?
Not doing very good on these last names. Okay.
Yeah, and she used to be kind of more called like beef, and now I think they're moving that more to just livestock in general.
Yeah.
And so she was around not too long ago, and she's looking at kind of maybe possibly like the chickens within city limits, kind of in her counties, and seeing what that kind of is and how to kind of help with that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she'd be interested if anyone needs help with goats or sheep or anything, just those things too.
Livestock in
Besides
general
beef,
now.
so.
I just have one more question. I just thought of, can you explain to me how you allocate travel expenses? How we pay travel expenses for you guys to go to other counties or others to come here?
So we don't pay for others to come here, kind of with that agreement? I'm missing a word. Interlocal agreement. Sorry. It's that we charge our own county for where we go, and then that means that other people coming in are also charging their county.
And then for like me, I rarely do. Last year I did a couple, because I have enough income coming in from, I get a lot of like, it's probably not really subcontracting, but like people contact me and I kind of do grants with them to do like coaching or trainings. And so then that, I figure out mileage within that contract.
When you go from here, your station here,
Mhm.
you go from here to say Hitchcock County,
Mhm.
we pay that bill.
Yes.
And how many people are in extension in Hitchcock County, for instance?
Hitchcock County right now is, I think, Kimberly does the
Kimberly and
three,
Bailey.
and then Bailey.
They're
Kimberly,
full-time.
Clerk,
Yeah.
and Bailey
We
Waukesha.
have 3, 4.
We have 3 extension educators, and then there's some like office staff, which wouldn't necessarily be doing a lot of travel. So anytime Bailey would come back here and do a training, she would charge. Then they kind of have 3 counties they're mainly over. She would charge one of those counties instead of charging us. And like if David Lott came here, he's doing a gardening, right, coming up in
At
the
the
next
end
couple
of
months.
March.
He charges his county for that, or you know he builds it into his program if he can as well. Fee.
So like we just got done in January. There's 6 of us extension personnel. So Kimberly and Bailey both in Hitchcock County, myself, Katie Snyder and Curtis, 2 of the Furnace County gals. We done Healthy Habits, and we did it for 5th and, well, I do it for McCook 5th grade, and Southwest 6th grade comes, and St. Pat's 5th and 6th grade. So we did that program in 5 locations, and we reached 528 kids by doing that, and it was on food preparation, eating healthy activities, those kind of things. So like where we work together like that and we each are presenting, then we all went to those 5 locations,
Right.
but we're all teaching at all those locations too. So that's, so if some of my travel, like we went to Arapahoe to do it down there, but they helped us at our sites too. So that's where we see some of that.
Okay.
And Kimberly and I work together a lot on our summer programs. And it's basically helps us with our preparation, but she'll come to McCook when I have it up here, and if she has one, she'll do it in one of her counties, like the same camp in one of her 3 counties, but then I go out there and help, but we share supplies so that we don't have to both order and both have the extra and all that,
Right. So when you guys travel to different counties, your home county gets charged versus,
Yes.
and if they travel, so it's
yeah,
kinda,
so it's
Yes.
washed
yeah,
out.
Just
okay.
And if we can go together, like, some of us we all went to, we done it in Imperial too. We all of us around here rode together, so.
So you've gotta cut,
So, yeah.
minimize on the cost that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Any other questions?
I'm good.
You good, Charles?
Good.
Okay. Excellent, well, thank you guys for coming in this morning.
Thank
Yeah.
you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.
We know how to
Yeah.
find you,
Okay,
so,
sounds good.
excellent. Thank you
Thank
guys,
you.
take care.
Yep.
See you on. See ya.
Alright. We're a little ahead of schedule, but Rio, would you like to come down and we kind of been looking at the budget, we see where you're at, kinda on your 96% on your vaccines right now of your, budget amount, so,
I put together a little something for you guys.
okay? Thank you. How's things going for you so far?
It's busy.
Yeah, I'm sure there's always a learning curve to everything, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I asked Brandy for all of her files, all of her stuff, so.
Okay. Yeah, Jamie keeping you on track over there?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay,
Yeah,
well,
we
good,
work together pretty well.
good.
Okay, Okay, so the reason we're here is we're requesting $20,000 in additional funding to ensure continued access of life-saving vaccines for resident school children in our community. This funding will allow the department to maintain adequate vaccine supply, protect our most vulnerable population, and prevent costly outbreaks of vaccine-preventable diseases. So, vaccine remains one of the most effective and cost-saving public health interventions. However, the cost of vaccine and demand for immunization services continue to increase. We need additional funding to purchase school vaccines. So, these private vaccines will be used for resident children as well as the children of Southwest Public Schools. We do have a vaccine clinic that we're going to do for Southwest. So we can provide vaccines for those children going into kindergarten, 7th grade, and the junior and seniors that are going to college, and then any catch-up vaccines. Key challenges include vaccine prices have increased significantly in recent years. Everything really has increased. And then we had a decrease in our budget. And then demand for immunization services continue to grow due to updated vaccine recommendations. So current available funding limits the number of vaccines that we can purchase and administer. Without additional funding, the department will not be able to meet community vaccination needs. The community impacts, the Red Willow County Health Department immunization program protects residents across the county by preventing diseases such as measles, which is making a comeback, influenza, pertussis, which is whooping cough, and other vaccine preventable illnesses. So in 2025, we administered approximately 1,197 private vaccines to 768 clients. Between May and June of 2025, we used $15,314.12 of our budget, so just between May and June. So high vaccine coverage prevents outbreaks that can result in hospitalization, school disruption, and increased healthcare costs for families and the communities. The immunity rate for measles in Nebraska is approximately 93.9%. This rate is below 95%, the threshold for herd immunity, which is necessary to prevent widespread outbreak of the disease. So when children receive this vaccine, it's a 2-dose series of MMR, so measles, mumps, rubella. They receive their first dose at 12 to 15 months, and their second before they go to kindergarten, so between 4 and 6 years of age. Cost effectiveness. Investing in vaccines saves money, so research consistently shows that every $1 spent on childhood vaccines saves approximately $10 in direct medical cost, and significantly more in long-term societal cost. So it prevents emergency room visits, hospitalization, lost work and school days, and public health response costs during an outbreak. Okay, so our funding request, we were requesting $20,000, and that will support purchase of additional vaccine doses, allow our department to serve the public until the next budget is approved, and then we'll use the vaccine for our immunization clinics. With this additional funding, we will be able to purchase the needed vaccine for upcoming school shots for the Red Willow County children, increase vaccination coverage across the county, reduce the risk of vaccine preventable diseases, and health diseases, outbreaks like the current measles outbreak, protect children, seniors, and other vulnerable populations, strengthen our overall health and safety of our community. So in summary, investing in vaccine programs is a proven cost-effective strategy to protect public health and reduce healthcare costs. Additional funding will ensure Willow County Health Department can continue providing essential immunization services to residents who rely on the department for protection against preventable diseases. Okay, and then on this page, this is a chart of the vaccine doses that we gave in 2024. These are just school shots. And then in 25. And then the current cost of each vaccine.
Now, I was gonna ask you too, so how would we figure this? Like, I understand the service part, obviously everything that you just explained. So for the $20,000 investment, what's the return usually? Jamie, maybe you would know, I don't know,
Well, last year we spent $112,000 on vaccine. Our return was $157,840. This year we've spent $117,000. Our return has been $201,000.
So
we get our return.
Right. I just wanted to, besides what Rhea said, as far as just it's not just being spent and not money lost.
Back.
It's actually income being generated from it.
Yes, we are generating.
Okay.
So you're basically concerned about cash flow at this point, right? Right now?
What's that?
You're mainly concerned about cash flow right now?
Yes.
Okay, well, first of all, you have only used about 2/3 of your budget, total budget. So you still have quite a bit left, and just because one line on there is gonna go over what you requested originally, that doesn't mean you don't still have funds.
The problem is what we have left, we have like 49,000 left in our budget is all, and 25 of that is for grants. We can't use it. 15 of it is in one for private grants or state, and then the other one is like 10 for
We have a
private.
line item for grant money on your budget. I'm pretty sure we do.
So as long-
you can use grant money.
We can't use the grant money. I didn't bring my budget, or I would show you.
I don't know if I have the revenue side.
Rhea, do you have another handout? I'll need one for the class.
Yes, I do.
So, like that on the other capital outlay,
What line, what do you got the budget over there?
I just have a screenshot of the end of February. So the other capital outlay, only $214 has been used out of there. There's almost 10,000 left.
We did budget for that.
Yeah, so as long as you budgeted, it can be used. It doesn't, like, if you budgeted 25,000 or whatever to come out of for grants, you can use that money as long as it was budgeted.
And we did budget it.
But I thought we had to use it for grants only.
No.
Well, I guess I'm maybe, if the money came from grants, is that what you mean? If it come from grants?
Right, but like we've only got one grant currently, and that's for radon. So we can use.
You had to budget for the grants that you could possibly receive.
Yes.
But you haven't received.
Haven't received it.
that
We've
amount.
only received one grant,
Okay.
and that's been for radon.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Yes.
But we did
So-
approve capital outlays of 10,000.
Yes.
From somewhere, and we show that as a revenue source. I'm not against what you're talking about doing, I just wanted to make sure you understand that just because one line item is going to go over budget, it's a total budget is what we're looking at.
Right, and I understand that, but my, understanding was we could not use that grant money, that it was there for grants only, and that had to stay
You have to budget in
so much if we want to
if
get
you
grants.
receive that grant to
Yes.
spend it.
Yes.
Cause otherwise, if you don't have it in the budget and you receive it, you can't spend it.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So
We
that
didn't- we
was
didn't
my
break it down.
understanding, and so,
We just approved the budget with the capital outlay. We approved it. So I don't, but anyway, it's not that much, money. It's not enough to handle this situation anyway.
okay.
So like for a COVID vaccine, for instance, our cost to buy that is about $120. What, do we get back insurance reimbursement on that?
Yes.
How much do we charge?
We,
How much do we get?
on the next spike, we get $201 reimbursement for it. For the, what's the other one? Spike backs, we get 161 reimbursed on it.
Okay, is that paid by all insurance companies or just Medicare or what? Who's paying?
Most insurance companies will pay that pretty standard.
And how about Shingrix, which is a vaccine for shingles?
Shingles, we get
So,
about $250 back on
Okay.
shingle
you get
shots.
that much back. Now, do you bill their Part D Medicare program
Yes.
for that?
There are only certain vaccines that you can bill on Part D
I know
though.
we can do Shingrix, so.
Yeah, we do shingles, we do, the Adacel, we do IPOL, we do, RSV,
So that person has to have a Part D plan.
yes, or they can't,
I know, on Medicare,
yeah,
but what about non-Medicare? It's covered on their health insurance. But it's a preventative, so that's paid 100% by the insurance company, not, it doesn't, the deductible doesn't come into play.
right, most of them, yes, that's
Okay,
correct.
alright. So, yeah, so you said about roughly 250,
I can't remember
roughly, our
exactly,
reimbursement rate.
yeah,
on
roughly,
Shingrix. We're paying about, we pay about almost $2,000 per
10 doses.
vaccine, is what we're paying.
yeah, the
Are we getting-
vaccine is exceeding what we're getting back sometimes. Certain vaccines
Well, you just
exceed.
said we're getting 250.
I can't remember exactly, I would have to look at my, sheet, but
For shingles,
I can't
it
remember
was
the reimbursement.
you didn't have the right code, and it was for Verivax.
Okay, but it's paying for itself regardless, it might be up on.
Yeah,
Well,
it's,
you might win some and lose
$50,
some on some of them.
Yeah.
We're just pulling some examples.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if we approve 20,000 on inheritance, that'll have nothing to do with your budget, okay? It's over and above your budget, so it doesn't count there. It doesn't matter whether you got it down as a capital outlay or not, because we're taking out an inheritance tax, and we would write the check directly from the inheritance tax to that. What I don't wanna have to open a budget for them, so if we do it with inheritance tax, we don't have to. And if you don't use it, it's gonna carry forward for the following fiscal year, so
Okay.
we're really not out anything, right?
so we could just use it for
Balance
the
forward.
next year on any vaccine that we,
Because when you do your budget next year, you're gonna show us your balance, that you're carrying forward, and what you're requesting in taxation. And we're gonna subtract what you carry forward from your balance, we're gonna reduce that. We're gonna take that off of what you're asking for the coming fiscal year, so it's not gonna hurt, it's not gonna make any difference to us as far as your budget.
So is it necessary to do that right now,
Well,
to borrow from inheritance? Again?
It's not where they've only used 67%, which is right where we should be. And it's not really necessary, no, at this point. But
Do you guys still have a full-time nurse? Or do you just have the part-time?
We just have the part-time right now, other than Rhea, she's the full-time.
Okay, but you're getting the director salary now, right? Not the full-time nurse salary? Okay.
But she's not getting the full director's salary.
Well, and that's where I'm just going with that, like, that's gonna help out in the budget too. I just,
Yeah,
we're,
they're under where they should be on salary right now.
so I'm just,
But you're looking to rehire though, because you're short-staffed.
Yes, for sure.
Yes, the school nurse that we hired changed positions, and we lose Brandy, and we move Rhea into her position. We're basically down 2 people.
There's 2 of us full-time in the office and 1 part-time, or 2 part-time, sorry.
Yeah.
Susan's our foot care, she's only there a couple hours a day. So it's just the 2 of us, basically.
So you're probably not getting reimbursed for every vaccine you give out, because there's a lot of people out there who don't have insurance.
Well, on those, if it's not under our VFA program, and they don't have insurance, we can't
Yeah.
give it,
Oh,
so.
you don't give it at all?
If they are under our VFA program, like the Tdap, what else do we have in there? Flu, we'll give them the shot. They get it for free under our state program. But if they don't have insurance, we can't give it because we can't lose that kind of money.
What about Medicaid, people on Medicaid?
Medicaid is under the
reimbursing you enough?
VFC program.
Or are they reimbursing you enough in the public?
They are under the state vaccines. We don't, the VFC is for children 19 years and under. We can give them any vaccine they need for free because it's state reimbursed, or the state, they're a state
Free.
vaccine. Free.
And
Or who's
but we
paying for
still
it?
get a, admin fee.
We can if,
You can give it to them, but it's free, but it's not free to the taxpayers of Redwood County. We still got, somebody's got to pay for it.
well, the state
The
pays for
state
it.
will, okay, good enough, that's what I need.
Yeah,
Okay,
the state pays for it.
okay. well,
So have you looked at
clarification.
their budget though too, the other operating expense, health planning was 25,000.
You know, there's money there.
yeah, and I'm not saying that we don't need the vaccines. I'm just, they're frugal with inheritance on everything else. So I'm like, we get, the car got approved out of there. There's been other things that they purchased out of there. So I just wondered if we could wait till closer. And I mean, it's not my
We
say at the end of the day. I'm just saying that.
We can't wait because these are school vaccines, these are our end of year program. And like last year, we
How much
spent,
carryover they would have, though? What is
in May
66%?
and June last year, we spent $15,000 in vaccine for end of year school
Just the end of
programs.
year school.
So this is bringing to
Yes.
145. They used it for, you know what I'm saying, like theoretically.
If we give them, well, yeah, they would just stay that way.
And you said you're still going to Southwest, right?
We are still going
So that's with 5 months to go.
There's a lot of kids there that
66%.
are caught up on their shots.
Oh, yeah.
I just did a list
Well,
I
of
think we should do it.
a couple hundred kids that are going to
Well,
need
so
everything
on
from
Kevin's
TDAPs
car,
to
their car, we're
HPV,
like, yeah,
so,
we're gonna cut
and
this out of the
HPV is
budget, but
another
if it's
expensive
negative in the
vaccine.
end, we'll decide afterwards, you know? I mean, that's what we did on both sides, but I'm just not sure that you guys I'm not sure that you couldn't use the 20,000 out of your budget and still make it to the end of the year. I'm not sure how close you think you'll cut yourself, you know? I don't know. Cause you're at 66% of your total budget after 8 months. So, man,
At the end of February, you had 165,000 left in your budget. It wasn't 40.
160
Yeah.
for,
The total bottom line, there's 160. So that's why I was wondering if there's still, like, cause some of the salary, if all the salary's not being used for salary, it can go to
you're
other
talking about
things too.
salary as well.
Everything,
Okay,
yeah, bottom line.
Okay,
this was what's
Okay.
left. So you've used 66% of your
Okay.
budget. So we're just wondering if you could take just buy the $20,000 worth of vaccine, but still make it to the end of the year or not. You know, that, well, obviously, we don't want you going over budget either.
right.
We might.
I-
The other thing is the next budget gonna get approved on time? Or are we gonna have money to spend in
Well,
interim?
That's a good point.
We just have to spend it until it's approved. I mean,
And then it
we
gets
can't-
retroactive, it
right.
just goes.
yeah, I mean, it's,
Okay. As long as that's on record, that's all.
Are you,
So if I can go in and look and see about, I can take out of, you're saying I can take out of the salary,
Anything that's on that budget.
anything that's on there that's
but
like,
how do you
Yeah.
want her to code
you
it?
just code it how it is. I mean, just because the line item comes
You're
out a
right.
negative at the end,
'Cause
as
you
long
can
as your
go-
bottom number doesn't
Yeah.
come out negative, you're
So
fine.
on your vaccines,
Okay.
just take it, and if, it'll be 100 and some %, right, or whatever, you've gone over your budgeted amount. But let's, no, but keep us, I mean, I guess I'm just saying, like, the other thing, if you guys, we don't want you to go over budget.
right,
Well, at the end of May, we can look at the numbers.
Right.
And we can
Yes.
always do something then.
You know, because we don't want you to go over budget, obviously, that's not good for anybody.
So will that hinder us from hiring anybody now?
No, no.
You think there'll be enough money in the salaries?
And if there ain't, then, if there's not, then we need to have this discussion again, right? But since you're at 66% and we're 3/4 of the way through, you're probably gonna be okay, right? But if you're not, we're probably gonna have to have this conversation.
well, I can go back and I can map through things and see where we can pull the, you know,
Oh, don't adjust anything, just when you code it, just go buy your $20,000 worth of vaccines and code it like your normal coding for vaccines. It's gonna show you over in that column, but that's fine, just as long as we don't go over the bottom
bottom
number.
line,
And you may
okay.
be at 120, 150 on vaccines, it doesn't matter as long as that bottom line doesn't go over.
Okay,
Yeah, so
Alright.
and we're not saying that we're not gonna have to chip that money into this at the end anyway. But I'm just saying right now, if your budget's not at a point probably that I think we'll get through, but you can still hire.
Yeah.
But we'll just watch this, we'll have to really watch this, unless you guys have complete reserves, but I think, you guys tell me what you're wanting to do or what you're
I
thinking.
guess fine, I guess it's not a lot, but if 20,000 is sitting in inheritance taxes for an interest, if we transfer it to you now, it's not gonna draw any interest.
But what's your thoughts? Are you guys scared you're gonna go over? Is that that's what you're thinking?
I think if you guys are okay with us using that money,
yeah, I'm fine, I just didn't wanna draw it out of other line items
Don't,
that
don't,
wasn't.
just code it to vaccines and you'll be over budget on that line item, but you
Okay.
won't be over budget on the bottom line.
Okay,
And
alright,
then I would
I
keep
can do
hiring,
that.
just do your thing, but if we keep if you need to get a hold of Penny, because you'll keep that,
Sorry.
or
And
Crystal.
that part has been, the whole bottom line, I know that it gets confusing, but yeah.
But let's
as long
watch
as
it
the
like a
bottom
hawk,
line-
because we don't want it to go over either, right?
Okay,
So,
I can do that.
that
Another,
works for you.
I was gonna ask Jeannie, and I never seen the contract like with Southwest, but your mileage, is the contract set in stone with that 70 cents per mile?
We're not doing,
Since we bought the car,
since we bought the car, we're driving the car, so we're not, they reimburse us for the mileage anyway.
Right.
But, yeah,
I was just gonna mention that the mileage rate had increased, so I didn't know if that was
Yeah.
set in the contract, that it was only 70 cents a mile, or if it would go to by the state rate. So I didn't know if you knew that it had increased.
we're gonna be having to renew that contract in April,
Okay.
so we can up it then, but I think it's pretty well set for this time.
So just to verify, probably a decade ago, there was a big hoorah with the big corporations transferring money out of line items. And it was found to be illegal, at least on the federal side. Was that Dodd-Frank?
We don't.
I forget.
We don't transfer the money out of the line items though.
I know, but the big boys got nailed for that anyway, because they were just using the money out of different line items for different things.
I don't think they were using different line items, they were taking from one department to another department, that's a transfer. We're not doing that.
Okay.
you're just overspending on vaccines,
One line.
but you're not gonna go over your bottom line, hopefully. 'Cause that's where you don't wanna go over your bottom line.
I'll be watching it like a
Do
hawk.
watch it, because if it starts coming, if you're like, we're not gonna make it through,
Yeah,
come back up.
Okay.
And we do too, we
Okay.
have to report it too.
Okay.
We watch it every month also.
Okay.
Thank you
Sorry, I
guys
didn't
for
mean, I
having
mean,
us.
I hope it wasn't a waste of your time, but I think we'll be okay, and like I said, if need be, come back,
Okay,
okay?
alright.
All right, thank you
Good luck on
guys.
getting somebody hired.
What's that?
I said good luck with hiring too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know any nurses?
I don't. I don't know anybody that wants to work anymore. It's ridiculous. It's crazy.
Go ahead.
We're just gonna basically.
That's the problem, the younger generation, they want to start at the top, and then have to work their way up.
Yep.
Do you guys have a bulletin board or something? I just printed out like a
Tell more
couple
accurately.
posters of our
You got
I'm
that?
actually gonna get one. So I'll take it.
That's your motion?
Yeah.
I got a motion
Pick it up.
from Dean, a second from
All right,
Fritsche to
perfect.
table the matter
Okay,
indefinitely.
thank you. See you guys. Have a good day.
That's fine.
On the request for more vaccine money for the Redwood County Health Department. If there's no further discussion, we'll go ahead and vote. All those in
Oh,
favor say aye.
Probably didn't even bring it
All
up for
opposed say
myself.
nay.
After.
Motion carries. I'm gonna use the little boys' room before we get started on the next topic.
Just watch your head. They make the doorways kind of short.
Huh? I'm gonna go see what Sarah Roth left us in there.
Oh God.
She was up here.
She was over there.
Are we going into closed after this? I'm gonna bail.
Like that's, basically the last item on the agenda. And
You know me, I'll make up the rest.
Charles.
yeah, this is ad lib, wing it.
Are you giving me money, Charles? You keep looking at me and then you grabbed your wallet.
He's broke already, he's probably.
You say you're going to make that motion and I'll get ahead.
I mean, yeah, I'll go into executive session for, but, I'm gonna actually say it.
Yeah, right, I'm just getting ahead of my
Okay,
minutes
all right.
before I
What's
leave.
this for?
Thank you for that.
Oh, household waste sold? Okay.
They didn't get it.
I'm sure there's a link behind that somewhere, but
Somewhere.
we'll figure it out.
You'll look for it.
Okay.
Risk gas all the time. No, they do it all the time. So then they put it on, so then
Okay. All right.
No.